Alright, hey guys, welcome to another tutorial about interactive programming, and today it's going to be the first part of creating a calculator. And as mentioned in my previous video, I'm quitting teaching each, I don't know how to say it, syntax separately, and then applying it all together. I'm just going to teach you how to apply it and teach on the way as well. So today we're just going to be creating a basic calculator. So let's go ahead and delete these text fields and create our own. I guess we don't really need it that big. No, we could. And we're trying to mimic the calculator, the default one in Linux. So if you don't know how that looks, it looks like this. Looks like that, basically. I'm gonna try to mimic it. Alright, so what we really need over here, first of all, I'm going to teach you guys some basic things. If you go ahead and right click on your frame, which is basically your window, and go down to properties, and then code, over here we can generate in center. So basically when we run this application, it will generate in the center of the screen no matter what operating system you're running on. That's a great thing to do. I'm going to be using that, and I highly recommend you to do that with all of your UIs. Let's go on properties, and then over here at the top, let me just zoom in a bit. It says default close operation, exit on close. Well, that's going to exit when we press this X button in our application. The title is basically the title of the window, so this over here is a title. So we're just going to call this calculator. Let me zoom up. Alright, press close, and let's go run this. Alright, so as you guys can see, we have our UI in the center of our screen, and we got our title right over here. Everything works. So let's go ahead and close this, and now we're just going to be coding and all the stuff. So first of all, we will need, over here all I want to do is just get the basic UI set up, and then later we're going to start coding. So let's go ahead and set a text field right here. About 75 pixels wide and 498 pixels across. Set the text to and go on properties. Okay, and then horizontal alignment. So what this means is when we enter the text, it's gonna go from leading. Leading means from left to right, basic. But in calculators, it's the opposite way. So we would change it to right. Go ahead and just press close. Let's test this. Yeah, see? It's from right to left, as in most calculators. So we're just gonna go change the variable name to I'm just going to call this display because we're going to be displaying the numbers in this text field. And then let's go ahead and create some buttons. Just want to create a button over here. Sorry about that. Just running a little low on battery. About 45 pixels wide, and I think we'll just use the default one. Go ahead and change the text to 1. Alright, go on to the default is like 60. Alright, go on to well, no, that's already done first. We don't have to worry about that. And then go ahead and just press copy. No, not copy. Duplicate. We're gonna create another one right here. Edit the text to just put it right there. Duplicate. Right there. And for now, we're just gonna be creating the basic view over here, and then after that, we're just going to duplicate that. Alright, so let's put that in here, put this one in here, go ahead and change our text, this text to 3, this one, 2, 5, 6. Alright, and then let's go ahead and create, I think, 3 more of these, and then I'm going to show you the major problem with Java. Okay, let's go ahead and just change the text really quickly. I'm sorry if it's kind of laggy. It's not really like that because this is a very fast operating system, but just like that because I'm actually editing another video right over here and it's being exported. It's almost done. Let me just check my battery a little. I've got 30 seconds. So if you go ahead and run this, first let's just build it so it's easier to run. Now you're probably wondering what the difference between run and build is. Well, build is when it actually creates the jar file, and run is when it runs it inside the IDE. So now that it's built, I'm just gonna go ahead and run it. And then, see, look, here's our UI. You know, it looks fine. It's not exactly bad, but in my opinion, it's kind of ugly. Like, just the buttons. And I want the buttons to be the system buttons. I want them to fit the system theme. So if you're using Windows, the buttons should look like the ones on Windows. If you're using the ones on Mac, they should look like the ones on Mac. If you're running Linux, then they should look like the Linux theme, which is the GTK theme if you don't know. So in order to do that, you know what, let's go ahead. Let's go to our source, and let's create a new method. Okay? Now, if you guys remember the analogy of a method and how a book is like an application, the method are kind of like the paragraphs in a class. So, and they just have a bunch of code together that do a certain feature. So, we're going to call this method public, so we can call it in our class, in other classes too, and in our UI and in other UIs as well. We're going to call it public static void, right? Set look like that. And there. Oh, what's wrong? Oh, it's already in the main class, so we have to do it outside the main class. So just type the same code. So public static void set look. Right here. Now, static means is that whatever this is going to do, it's going to stay the same. It's not going to change. Void, if you know what void means, it just means empty or null, not applicable. So void means it's not really going to return anything to Java. So it's not going to give Java back a value or anything. So first, what we want to do is just create a string. Remember what string is? It's basically a series of text. And we're not just going to create a normal string or whatever. We're going to create, it's going to be a special string. This is going to be a public static string OS. Now, you're probably wondering why I have the public and static right there. Well, the public just defines the type of string it is. So it's a public string. It can be used anywhere in any method in any class. Static means that the string's value will never change. The string just represents it's a string, and the OS is the name of the string. So we're just going to set it equal to system dot get property. Then notice how in the parameter it requires a string. So let's go put it on quotation marks and then type in os dot name. Okay, what does this do? Well, we're creating a string here, and we're telling the system, which is the operating system, and we're getting its property, and we're getting the name of the operating system you're running. So if I was to just create system out print line and type in OS, go run this, it will just tell me Linux right over here. There, if you can see it, Linux, because I'm running Linux. I should recommend you to run it too. Just saying. Okay? And then in our setlook method, we're going to use that to our advantage. And I'm going to show you guys how to do that in our second part. So today we just got the basic UI done. And next part we'll just be customizing it and adding a little bit of code. Alright, so thanks for watching. And see ya.